So this is the Smart Money Blueprint, how to make money selling money. All right. So I always like to kick every presentation off with just a little bit about me, your speaker. Um, so a little bit about me. I am the creator of the Smart Money Blueprint. My name is Adonis Lockett. I'm going to be kind of walk you through this whole thing tonight. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical mechanical engineering. I'm currently based in Dallas. Did a bunch of rotations at a lot of the government defense companies, Boeing, Lockheed, NASA. Wrapped up my run in corporate America at Lockheed Martin as a rocket propulsion test engineer. I am the classic example of a guy that loved what I did at work, but my boss made me hate my job. So he pretty much ran me out of corporate. Left corporate, decided to start my real estate investment firm that currently consists of 12 offices in 9 states. We are a real estate brokerage, mortgage brokerage, real estate fix and flip firm, wholesale company, holding company, property management company. Currently, a private equity fund raising $100 million, in which we're using that $100 million to fund L&H Capital, which is a direct national private money lender. I also founded My RE360, a real estate tech company. I created the Smart Money Blueprint education series, just to give you a kind of quick run of, my experience in real estate investing. You'll notice everything since leaving corporate is centered exclusively around real estate investing. Since leaving corporate, I've personally participated in over 10,000 private money loans since opening our doors as L&H Capital. I've personally purchased and sold over 120 houses. I think I'm at like 123 to date. Wholesaled over 250 houses. I own just over 60 rental houses in the Dallas metro, and I've purchased 3 apartment complexes. So everything that I have done in my investing career, I've been able to translate over into a business, see what works, see what doesn't, and have been able to create an entire ecosystem. And the one thing I learned in all of the business ventures, all of the departments, all of the locations, the one thing that I've learned is that moving money, brokering money, selling money has made my company more money than all business units and all 12 locations combined. So this is where I believe that because of all the houses I flipped and everything, the lending department will make more than all business units across 12 locations. That's to tell you something about how much money actually lives in the lending world. And that's why I decided to kind of break down those walls and make this available to everybody. So, again, when I'm doing these presentations, I like to keep it light. So I always like to throw in a fun fact about me. So something that most people don't know, is actually I was on American Gladiators. So for any of us born in the 1900s, I'm sure American Gladiators at some point was on heavy rotation. I was actually on the comeback season of American Gladiators. And that is me dapping up Hulk Hogan. Then to the bottom left corner, yes, that is me getting thrown off the wall. Apparently, I'm afraid of heights. Didn't know that until I started climbing up that wall. But just a fun fact about me to kind of keep everything light. But the mission statement of the Smart Money Blueprint, or us as an organization, is to be an agent of change that provides opportunities that positively impact people's lives and transform the real estate investing and lending industry. The short version is I have access to something that has been able to transform my life. And I think that it's only fair that I make this available to everyone else, because everyone else who has been a customer, who's been, done business with, who has just helped me along the journey, I would have loved someone to present this opportunity to me. So I felt like if, I wanted to do something and present this opportunity to someone else. So just a little bit how we got here. I don't want to kind of bore you with too much of the details, but 2011, I left corporate America. 2011, I started fixing credit and selling houses. So I was one of the guys fixing credit, selling houses. 2012, started referring agents out from the houses I couldn't sell. Realized that I was leaving a lot of money on the table. So in 2012, I created my real estate brokerage. With my real estate brokers, I started referring people to loan officers. Realized that I was leaving a lot of money on the table, created my mortgage brokerage. 2013, I got real good at flipping houses. I got real good at finding houses, but a lot of these houses I couldn't afford. So I started wholesaling. Realized that I was losing a lot of deals because a lot of the lenders were not performing. So 2014, I started referring people out to the lender that was funding my deals at the time. Late that year, I found out that I could actually get paid for referring people over to him. So I actually created another revenue channel and brokering hard money. And I said, hey, listen, I'm going to just, every time I got a wholesale deal, I'm going to refer it over to the lender. He's going to pay me a couple bucks. It turns out I got pretty good at it, and I started referring people over even when I didn't have a deal. Realized in 2015 that this was a real business. In 2016, I actually built it as a standalone department in my investment firm. 2017, is the first time I broke over $50 million in business funded. I said, hey, I don't want to broker anymore. I actually want to move up to the next level and become a direct lender. Spent the last 7 years funding deals as a direct lender. Just last year, I decided that I want to move to the next level, and I launched the private equity fund, in which I'm currently raising $100 million, so that L&H Capital will be a standalone lending company in which we will not need hedge funds or note buyers to fund deals. The short version, the reason I'm explaining all this to you is that right now I am on track to become just as large as any other lender in the space. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I want you to know that every single thing we're about to talk about tonight, I have been able not only to do, I figured out what works, more importantly, what doesn't. And no matter what you want to get out of this presentation tonight, whether you just want to make a couple extra dollars, a few times a week, for a few hours a week, or whether you want to actually consider making this a way to leave corporate or change what you're doing and make this a full functioning enterprise, every version of what you want to do, I have done. And I haven't done it 5 or 10 years ago. It's happening right now. So there's no one better to teach you how to go from beginning to a national enterprise, because I didn't come from banking. I literally came from engineering, and all of the things that I wish someone would have helped me with that wasn't innate knowledge is what I'm now made available in the Smart Money Blueprint. So my 11 years traveling this road is now readily available to you through the Smart Money Blueprint. So with that said, who is this mastermind for? Who is the Smart Money Blueprint for? Who am I talking to? I have 6 specific audiences that I'm talking to. The first, and this applies to everyone, anyone looking to earn additional income, create a business, or scale to enterprise level. So starting off with, if you're new to real estate investing, the Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you all aspects of real estate investing by helping you understand how the money works, right? Also, it is the lowest risk and highest return on your time and money to get into real estate investing. In short, every single strategy you will ever want to do in real estate investing is centered around the availability of the funding, of the capital, of the money. When you understand how every loan is structured, you understand the business at its absolute granular level. As the person deploying the money, as a person that's facilitating the loan transaction, you'll know all the mechanics of the deal. And just as importantly, whatever strategy you decide to jump into directly, you know exactly how to structure the deal to your benefit. For those of you who are influencers or have large networks or followings, Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to monetize relationships within your network for people who are currently investing in real estate. That means that if you're good at influencing people, getting followings, you may not want to be the person that's actually in the trenches talking to people, trying to get deals done. The Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to create a sales team that does the work for you, how to teach you how to manage that sales team, and then create mailbox money. And I'm sure all of you know, rich people are rich because of the things they do. Wealthy people are wealthy because they have their money working for them. Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to set up a sales team and make a little bit of money off of a lot of people's effort. And this is for those who are influencers, who like doing what you do, don't want to jump ship, but want to get into the business. This is the absolute best way to go about it. Active real estate investors and wholesalers. If you're currently flipping deals, rentals, if you're wholesaling properties, this is a no-brainer. All of us have been through the trenches where rates went up, COVID shut down the business, and all of us at some point have felt the sting of the industry slowing down. Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to create another revenue vertical by talking to the same people you're talking to, doing business with the same people you're doing business with. Leverage your existing relationships with your lender. Tap into the network of existing buyers and sellers you're currently doing business with, and create a revenue channel just by connecting wholesalers to lenders, connecting other investors that you know to your lender, and charge a fee. Licensed real estate professionals, real estate agents and loan officers. You guys specialize in offering solutions to your customers. Agents, your thing is connecting people with the right lenders, title companies, loan officers. For those of you who are on the residential side of the business, you all have at some point had a borrower that did not qualify for a deal. Imagine you as a conventional lender, your loan, you have to deny a borrower, but then you can open up the list of hard money products, make that available to your customer. You now have made yourself infinitely more marketable because you can now start saying yes to deals that you're currently saying no to. Real estate agents, you know an investor. If you have not broken into the real estate investing side of the business, you know an investor. Think about every investor or every buyer or seller you've ever met that bought an investment property. You connect them with that lender, get paid. For those of you who are running existing lending shops or mortgage brokerages, you can train your staff on the private lending side of the business. You can actually create loan officers that focus on private money loans, separate from those who focus on conventional FHA. You can actually qualify brokers that are bringing you business by making them go through the Smart Money Blueprint course yourself. The Smart Money Blueprint is how I train all of my sales agents. It's how I train my back office. It is literally the foundation, and from the basement to the skyscraper, on how my entire lending team is trained. And it has allowed us to be really efficient in getting newer people into the business and helping them really understand how it's happening. So no matter where you fall in any one of these buckets, there is a way the Smart Money Blueprint specifically applies for you. And at some point, I'm going to show you how it all funnels into the same process. So no matter what, it's a different start for a lot of you, but it's going to be the same finish, a way for you to expand what it is you're doing, make money with a few hours of your effort, on a weekly basis. And ultimately, if you want to, grow it to a full functioning business and even a nationwide enterprise. Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to do all of those things. I have a saying that applies to this. Once you understand the money, you understand the business. And when you understand the business, you make the business work for you. When you understand how money is structured in any part of real estate investing, in any transaction, you know how to hack this to your benefit. You know how to see a deal, hear a deal, and know how to carve it up to make it work. You understand the money, you understand the business. It is just that simple. And I'm going to explain the cycle of money to all of you. Wall Street, starting at the top, Wall Street provides money to institutions, these big institutions that you hear about that are taking over the world. These institutions provide money to lenders, shops like mine. I, as a lender, will then give a loan to a real estate investor. And once I fund that loan to that real estate investor, I will take that note and sell it to a note buyer. That note buyer will then turn around and sell it to a different institute on Wall Street. It is a circular business. Smart Money Blueprint is going to show you how to inject yourself into this cycle. And we're going to pretty much show you where the money resides. Just as simple. Now I want to pause. I've been looking for the video of him dancing. I was looking for like 30 minutes. This is the closest I can get to it. But if I could have found the video of homie doing the where the money resides dance, we'd be watching it right now. But Smart Money Blueprint is going to show you how to inject yourself into the cycle and make money off of what is currently happening with or without your involvement. All right. What you're going to get in Smart Money Blueprint Volume 1. This is a lot of information, so I'm going to breeze through it. And again, if any of you want this information, I will gladly send this presentation to you all. But Volume 1, Chapter 1, you're going to get the overview, what is private money, the power of relationships, and just kind of giving you the 1, 2, 3. Chapter 2, before you get started, it's going to debunk all the myths about private money, things that drive your approval, understand the difference between local and national lenders, because there is a very different style of lender that exists in our space. Understanding the process in Chapter 3, from documentation, rehab scopes, appraisals, how all that works. Chapter 4, I'm going to dive into every single loan program that exists: fix and flips, bridge, long-term rentals, Airbnb, new construction, new raw land and development. Every loan product that exists in the private sector, we get down into the nitty gritty of it. By the end of chapter 4, you will understand every loan program that exists in the private sector. Chapter 5, what happens after the loan is funded. Chapter 6, some of the hacks about, how to maneuver through hard money, just to kind of use it to your benefit. Chapter 7, closing it out with some final thoughts. What you will get when you complete volume 1 is the foundation about private loans and hard money lending. You're going to understand the industry in its essence. You're going to learn all the acronyms, terminology, definitions. You're going to learn how the deals are structured, everything that goes into loan approval, the paperwork that's needed. You're going to know what happens behind the scenes after a loan is funded, from rehab budgets, how the money gets recycled, to Wall Street and back to you. Overall, you're going to understand how the industry operates top to bottom, and the goal is for you to learn the private money business. Volume 1 is just putting you on the game. Volume 2 is application, how to make money selling money. We're going to talk about chapter 1, establishing your foundation, doing your research, creating your entity, making sure you understand that this is a business that you're going to be dealing with a lot of people's personal information. Chapter 2 is setting up the business, your entity, legitimizing your operation. Chapter 3, knowing your market, the process, the product. Chapter 4, creating a plan of action. And this is where we're actually going to map out every single thing that you're going to do to get your customers. Chapter 5, how to manage the business that's coming in. We're going to tell you all the things you're going to do to get customers, and then we're going to tell you how to manage that incoming business. Chapter 6, applying what you learned, goal setting, perfecting the process, growing the business, scaling the operations, and ultimately creating an identity in the space that you're going to be operating in at the enterprise level if you want to go that far. Chapter 7, how to control the conversation, where you walk into a room and you have the ear of everyone in that room at some point. Chapter 8, mastering your pitch, making sure that when you are giving everyone the juice, in 10 seconds or less, they know exactly what you do and what you can offer. Chapter 9, handling whales, navigating the big customers, the high volume, the guys and ladies doing 30, 40, $50 million deals. We're going to teach you how to navigate all of that. What you will get when you complete chapter 2 is why and how you're going to structure your business the way you're going to structure it, understanding your market, how to create healthy relationships with your lenders, that detailed plan of action on how to grow the business effectively and efficiently operating the business, setting up automations and procedures, capturing business, creating consistent income, scaling the operation. Overall, applying everything you've learned in volume 1 to create an efficient business with high conversion, with the goal of running a successful operation and making money, right? Volume 3 is coming soon. So we're in the process of recording volume 3, and this is specifically how to qualify a borrower, a deal, and submit a loan. I'm gonna pause and tell you guys this. If you get 10 deals with the exact same purchase rehab ARV, the exact same kind of on paper statistics, these 10 deals will have 10 completely different personalities, 10 different issues or things to address. So we're going to show you how to go about qualifying a deal, a borrower, how to properly submit a loan. From volume 3, you're going to know what questions to ask a borrower, questions to ask about the deal, qualify for if the lender will approve the deal, making the adjustments, the simplest way to secure docs from the borrower, way to be ultra efficient. Overall, you're going to know how to qualify if a borrower and a deal will work, and how to properly submit that deal with the goal of hearing a deal, qualifying it, getting it submitted, and close quickly. At the end of volume 3, you're going to be able to meet someone and 10 days later be closing that deal and cashing a check. Coming soon, volume 4, how to hack private money to start, grow, and scale your personal portfolio. Volume 4 is going to teach you how to build your own book of rental properties, how to get 100% of your money back out of a rental deal, how to get $10 to $50,000 cash out on each rental property before your tenant walks into the door, how to spend 10 to 20K buying 20 rental properties, how to get to 100 rental houses in less than 5 years, how to structure deals to maximize your return and minimize your out-of-pocket. Overall, how to hack loans to build your rental portfolio with the goal of securing as many houses or doors as you desire with as little money out of pocket as humanly possible. Let me pause and tell you guys. I just mentioned that I own 60-something rental houses in the Dallas metro and 3 apartment complexes. I bought all of that in the last 4 years. And I bought all of that in the last 4 years because I understand how to structure the loan. At one point, I think I bought maybe almost 20 houses using the same $11,000. So Started out one house, $11,000. I'm at like house 18, just recycling $11,000 over and over and over again because I knew how to structure the deal, hack the loan to my benefit. That's what you're going to get in volume 4. Again, volume 3 and volume 4 coming soon. They're currently being recorded now. I expect them to be rolled out in the next maybe 30 to 45 days or so. All right. Another thing I want to highlight, this is not something that I am just putting together just off of my personal experience. The Smart Money Blueprint has been officially adopted by the private lending industry as the source of truth for education and the foundation on how to get into the private money lending business. The National Private Lenders Association, I think they spent maybe 10 days scrubbing this top to bottom, called us up and said, hey, we want this to be the official foundation for new brokers to enter the business. We want to use this as the foundation for small shops to grow into medium shops, for medium shops to grow into big shops. With that said, a normal ticket to the National Private Lenders Conference is $1,300. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, general admission is normally $1,300. Everyone who comes as a Smart Money Blueprint guest gets a $1,000 discount. With our Smart Money Pass, with the Smart Money Blueprint Pass, it's a $300 ticket price as opposed to $1,300 general admission. This conference is Friday, March 8th at the Lowe's Hotel in Miami, Florida. I'm inviting every single person out to come out as my guest. I will send you over the promo code, but I want you guys to understand this is officially adopted by the industry. So you're not just getting something that worked for me. This is something that the industry has officially co-signed on. So now I know what you're thinking. How does this apply to you, right? Like, yeah, all of this stuff about the industry adoption and blah, blah, blah. And I know you're thinking, all right, so granted, I may have identified you somewhere in this sphere, but with everything said, how does it apply to you specifically, right? Houseway. So I'm going to tell you, walk you through it. There are two types of operator in the private lending business. There are those who just send a referral, and then those who operate as a broker. I'm going to explain what the difference of the two. Those who act as referral agents, this is simply you send a contact with the person's information. That deal closes, you wait for a check. Usually when you're just sending referrals, you get a small fee or a modest % of the total commission paid, right? So it's simply this. Hey, I know someone who's in the business. Hey, lender, here's the name, phone number, email address. They said they do real estate. They may have a deal. If they do, call me. Let me know when the deal gets funded so I can get a check, right? Referral agent. Very simple, very one-dimensional. Then there's those who operate as a broker. As a broker, you're a little bit more involved. You're qualifying the borrower or the deal. You're actually managing the project, or the process through the whole thing. You collect some basic documentation and information, but that allows you to get a larger % of the commission or even to the point where you can add your own fee to the loan fees when the deal actually closes. I want to be very clear. These are two stark differences in how you operate in the space. When you're a referral agent and when you're a broker, the lender treats you different. They operate with you different. They are two completely different things. So I want to make sure just because you refer a name, phone number, email address does not make you a broker. It makes you someone who is referring private money to a lender, in which you are entitled to a fee if you negotiate it properly. Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to do this, right? But regardless of whether you're a referral agent or a broker, we're going to teach you that as the capital provider, you quarterback the entire transaction, right? The real estate investor themselves, you're going to be the one that's getting them the money, the loan. Most of the time, the seller or wholesaler is going to want to reach out to know that the deal is moving along, especially if there's any hiccups or the deal itself is difficult. The real estate agents are waiting for you to perform so they can get paid. Insurance agents are going to need to coordinate and collaborate with you to set up the insurance policy per your requirements. Title company is going to need your documents and your money so they can fund the deal. You're going to need the general contractor's rehab budget if you're doing a fix and flip loan. At the end of the day, at some point, you have a reason to commute. You are going to communicate with almost everyone in the transaction, if not everyone in the transaction, on a regular basis. That means that essentially everyone is waiting for the lender to perform. And if you run the play right, you become the MVP. That means that no matter how turbulent a deal may get, when you fund the deal, The real estate investing industry has the most selective amnesia I've ever seen, because everyone hates you up until the title company says wires are out, and then everyone's your best friend. You run the play right, everyone will want to re-engage you, send you business, do more business with you. So you can set yourself up to be the MVP, even if you're just the person referring the business over or operating it as a broker, right? Now, I know I'm giving you a lot of stuff, especially for those who are newer to the business. So I just want to highlight a couple things for you to keep in mind. Number one, you do not have to be an expert in private money to start closing deals immediately. You do not. You need to know what to say, who to say it to, with a basic understanding of the private money lending principles. We're going to show you how to do all that. We have students that have 1 week in was already sending business over. Now, granted, a little bit of throwing spaghetti against the wall, but they were empowered enough to get out there, say the right stuff with some basic principles, and was able to get business in their first 2 weeks. So I want to make sure you guys know that, yes, you're getting a lot of information, especially going through these 3 or 4 volumes, but all of this will allow you to just step out in week 1 if you so desire and start getting deals in the door as quickly and aggressively as you want. Cool thing about it, right? Because with you needing to know what to say and who to say it to, we're going to teach you how to control the conversation, right? And what that means is simply this. You're new to the business, you're 1 week in, you learn some basic principles. First thing we're going to do is teach you how to inquire about who you're speaking to, understand what they do, and ask. Doesn't matter how much juice you got in the game. The way I go about making sure I have everyone's ear is before I start talking to a group of people, I always inquire what they do, understand what it is that they got going on, and if there's some voids in the information, I ask. This allows me to be very streamlined in my communication, right? Because when I'm meeting a title company, they don't want to hear about the loans I can offer them. They're not interested in that. They may be interested in hearing about the loans I can offer generally, but the conversation with a title company rep is going to be different than an insurance rep, different than an actual borrower themselves. So the way I go about controlling the conversation is by stepping out and presenting my value day one, right? When I'm meeting a borrower, I ask them, what do you do? What type of deals are you doing? What's working for you? What's not? Listen to everything that they have to say. And then boom, first thing I do is let them know I'm their partner. If I'm giving them money, we're partners, right? So their success is my success. I then want to talk directly to their pain point and how I can solve it. So if I got a borrower that says, man, listen, yeah, I'm doing a lot of volume. I got great rates. But man, like this process takes forever. So I can get a good deal, but man, my lender is just slow. So without bad mouthing anything he got going on, I'm going to speak specifically to his pain point. Yeah, you know, we got pretty competitive rates, but man, where we hang our hat is our speed. So I'm going to talk to his pain point as part of solving his problem. Let me pause real quick and let y'all know the easiest way to get a customer, solve a problem, right? And then highlight the products and offer solutions to their pain point. So whenever they're saying that they want to do a lot of volume, I'll talk to the different programs that will apply to their strategy. I'll also keep reminding them in very subtle comments about how I'm going to solve their biggest pain point. The things that are working for them, I'm going to double down on how I can offer value on the things that are working, right? I'm going to explain the process in advance, properly level set. The number one thing that people want is just for you to stick to what you say you're going to do. We're going to teach you how to properly level set. Under promise, over deliver, right? Under promise. Yeah, I want to make sure I said that right. Then on the tail end of this conversation, I'm going to provide reinsurance of my intent to perform as part of earning their business as a customer, right? Like I'm going to tell them, yeah, man, like, so hey, it was great meeting you. Just remember, man, like our thing is insert solution to their pain point, insert next thing that doubles down on the things that's working for them. So the last impression I want them to have of me is solving a problem and compounding the things that's working for them. Now, if I am not talking to a real estate investor who I'm trying to loan money to, then if I'm talking to a service provider, title company, insurance company, whoever, the thing I want them to leave with is that, hey, listen, I want to send some business your way, but I also want you to, the next time you meet an investor, send them my way, right? Because I want the last impression of them but me to be that I'm going to send them business. So the next time they meet a real estate investor, I'm top of mind for them to send me business. At the end of the day, I close the conversation with reminding them of the value I can provide them, no matter whether they're an investor or a service provider. And all these strategies are the things that Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you, right? So once you go out, once you work the room like this, you will find that you walk up to a group of 5 people, you start talking to 1 or 2 pain points, you'll control that group for at least a few moments as they let you do your thing. So once you presented your value, we're then going to talk to you. We're going to teach you how to go about securing and managing the business, right? Right out the gate, anyone who's in any type of sales style business, the money is in the follow-ups. And at one point, I was terrible at follow-ups. So here's what we've created. You ever wanted to know what I did wrong? I did not have automation in place for my follow-ups. When I work a room, I'll get 20, 30 cards. Now, I'm the youngest old guy I know. I still hand out hard cards. You give me a digital card, my brain explodes. This is too much. Like, I got to find it and then save it and import it. Like, it's just a whole lot happening, right? So I'm old school. But when I come in and I sift through my business cards, what I'll do is I'll drop them into an automated text and email service, and nothing fancy, no graphics, no anything. And what I'll do is I'll set a follow-up email to go out every Monday at 10 a.m., every 4 days at 10:30 or something very abstract. So I meet 20 people at 10:30 next day. Hey, how's it going? It was great meeting you at the event. Just want to remind you, here's the things that I'm doing. If you ever need any service, or ever need any part of my service, please let me know. I draft that email one time, hit send, 20 people get that email. I draft that text message one time, schedule it, 20 people receive that text message. For the recipients, it looks like I am sending them a dedicated email. What I've really done is I've created a system of automation to communicate to every bulk meetings I have. You'll get an email from me that sounds like I'm talking specifically to you, when in actuality, you are being communicated to via an automated process. These are the ways we're going to teach you how to hack the system to make sure that you don't miss follow-ups, right? We're going to in that same follow-up, we're going to remind you to offer your service, but not come off salesy. So we're going to walk you through how to get everything structured and then throw gentle suggestions about how you can, again, solve their problem or whatever it is, the service that you provide. But we're going to make it where it's not a clear just email campaign trying to sell you something. They're going to genuinely feel like you're talking specifically to them. And just as importantly, we're going to show you how to manage that business coming in. So if you're a one-person operation, we're going to show you how to manage the incoming business, right? And even with the incoming business or the business that has come in, how to stay in touch with them through automation. We're going to walk you through how to set everything up at the beginning of the week. So to the point where come Friday, you have set up 1 or 2 emails, but you've communicated to 100 people, whether you're in the courting phase or whether you're in the middle of the transaction phase. We're going to show you how, as a one-man band, to set up all of the automation to handle that business. Also going to show you how to communicate with the lender so you're always in the know when deals are moving, when deals are about to fall apart, so you can kind of get an idea of how things are going. This is going to be important because we're going to show you how to qualify if what the lender is doing is working for your business strategy or not, so you know when to pivot, when to double down, etc. We're going to show you all of this top to bottom, right? The Smart Money Blueprint is going to make sure that you do not have to come in and try to figure it out. Every single thing that we've done that worked is here. The processes, the automations, it's all here. Every single thing that we've done that we found has not been successful has been leaned out. And I want to stress, 11 years that I've gone through trial and error, leaning 11 years out of all the stuff that doesn't work out of this, and focusing on 11 years of everything that worked, right? So let me pause. It's good to talk about all this in theory. Let me show you what it actually looks like if you said, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this a run, right? I'm going to show you what the numbers actually look like if you gave this a real fighting chance. I'm not going to put on here, hey, listen, if you close $1 million loan, you can get, I'm not going to do that, right? Because you got to work your way up to $1 million loan. Very few of us start out capturing $1 million business. Most of us are going to start out at the lower price points. Even if you're in these big cities like LA, like Atlanta, a lot of people who are heavy in the game are not going to lose a deal for $1 million or $2 million with someone brand new to the business. We're going to show you, one, why it's okay to earn your stripes going with these smaller amounts. And I'm going to show you what the numbers actually look like for just a simple $300,000 loan, right? Now, remember, I said there's two operator types, a referral agent and a broker. Just as a referral agent, you're going to simply you're going to understand these principles, hit them with the 1-2 punch, send the lender the name, phone, and email and say, this person wants to get a loan. Let me know how it goes. This is what it looks like. If, as a referral agent, most lenders typically will pay you some type of flat fee, $500 to $1,000 per file. That's what I'm usually seeing as pretty common. Some lenders may pay a little bit more if you're in one of these, bigger cities like LA, New York, Miami, or sometimes they'll pay you like a small flat percent of the origination fee, but it's usually a pretty small amount if you're just sending over contact information, right? So let's just say you meet 10 borrowers, right? And let's just say on the low end, because I want to keep it very modest, you get $500 on a referral fee and you send 10 people over and those 10 people close deals, you just made $5,000, right? You just made $5,000 forwarding a name, phone, and email and saying, let me know what happens. You made $5,000 forwarding emails, right? Let's just say you're on the high end of that. You and the lender have a conversation and then agree that, hey, you're going to get $1,000 for 10 referrals. You've literally made $10,000 saying, hey, lender, here's Sam, likes to do deals, name, phone, email, let me know how it goes. Sam, the lender is great, let me know how it goes. You made $10,000 referring emails. You didn't walk a single house, sign a single contract, put up a single dollar. You've literally made $10,000 forwarding an email or 2 or 10 in this example, right? Well, let's just say, now I want to highlight the fact that from sending an email with borrower's contact information that could pay you up to $10,000, this is after you've gone through the process of creating the relationship with the lender, understanding how to navigate the dialogue, understanding how to negotiate your position. So I want to make sure we're all on the same page. You're not going to call the lender and say, hey, I'm sending you John, pay me my money. There is a process that you're going to have to go through to get to this point. And that's what the Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you. But the Smart Money Blueprint is the end result will be you're going to be able to send an email and make money, right? Now, let's just say that you're operating as a broker, right? You got to qualify the deal, collect some information. And our broker typically charges anywhere from 1% to 2.5% of the total loan amount. Some brokers I've seen them go as high as 2% or even 2.5% on the deal. Do not get any ideas. I'm telling you, the market is very aggressive. 1 to 1.5% is pretty common for a broker in today's market, right? So let's just take the same example, a broker who is going to charge 1 or 1.5%. Same 10 deals, and they're going to just make $3,000. Let's just say 1%, $3,000 of those same 10 loans. That's $30,000 on the low end, right? Say you go on the higher end, $4,500 over 10 loans. That's $45,000 that this person is going to make. Get on the phone with a borrower, asking them a few questions, sending over a few documents, and essentially forwarding those documents to the lender. It's a little more work, but a lot more pay, right? So for those who don't know, the private sector is not like conventional lending. In the private sector, depending on the lender that you're working with, you can close a deal as quickly as 5 to 7 business calendar days. Some lenders can close a deal 7 to 10 days. Some lenders can close a deal in 48 hours, right? Depending on who the lender you're working with, they'll be able to tell you what their standard turn time is. But I want to stress, in the private sector, a deal going 30, 45 days is an eternity. Average close time for a deal should be maybe about 14 to 21 days. Currently, I know that the private lending industry is loosening up. So I'm seeing that turn time is actually moving closer to 10 to 14 days. I want to make sure you guys understand. When borrowers contact you, they usually have a deal under contract, right? They usually are ready to take on a loan now. So that means that if you structure this properly, from the moment you connect with that borrower and send that email, 10 to 15 calendar days later, you could be closing on a deal and collecting a check. I also want to remind you, most of your dialogue and most of your effort is going to be done over text, phone calls, and emails. You're not walking houses. You're not signing contracts. You're not fighting with earnest deposits. You're not doing any of that. You are literally doing what most of us do every day, all day. Talk on the phone, send some text messages, exchange some emails. But this is how you created a business out of it if you structure it properly. I'm going to teach you how to do all of that, right? Now, let me pause real quick. I know this, I want to throw this statement out there. This process is simple, but it is not easy. The process is simple, but it is not easy. When I say it's simple, means that it is literally as simple as I'm saying. It's not easy because there's a lot of background work that goes into it. We're going to teach you how to do all that, right? So even beyond that, we're going to teach you how to create an entire sales force by offering the same referral fees the lenders are paying you, right? So you know how I said you're going to talk to the investors, the wholesalers, the loan officers, title companies, whoever. We're going to show you how every single person you talk to, how to structure it to where they bring you business. Hey, listen, I'm new to the game. You know someone that's doing loans? Bring them to me. I'll pay you $100. You've negotiated $1,000 from the lender, but you tell a homie, bring over someone who's in the space and I'll pay you $100, $250. You're $750 and they did all the work. So the same way the lender is paying you a fee to bring them business, talk to all these people. Tell them that you're going to pay them a fee. Tell them that you're going to split your fee. But think about it. If they're doing all the work, you splitting fees or paying them should be easy, right? Now, residential loan officers. I know, boy, this one always makes them, kind of tighten up a little bit. Residential loan officers. For those of you who do not know, in the private sector, we can pay you referrals on the HUD openly. We are not regulated by TRID. We have no regulations. We literally can slap residential loan officer Samantha right on the HUD and pay you and be good to go. So I know companies like title companies, insurance agents, they have hard requirements about getting kickback. The way you pay them is not by referral fees, it's by encouraging your borrowers to go use them for business. No matter how it shakes down though, whoever you're talking to, you have a way to incentivize them to bring you business, right? When it's done right, if you're new to the biz, this is going to be the easiest way to get into real estate investing with the shortest turn time to make money. As an influencer, someone with a large network, when it is done right, people all over the country will use you for funding. Your customer is everyone and they are everywhere. Again, people follow you, they look up to you, they listen to you. When you go through the process of understanding how to qualify a lender and you have the confidence to step out and push this out there, you will have tens, hundreds, or thousands of people reaching out to you, and they're going to do exactly what you tell them to do. Go talk to this person because this person is ABC Rockstar. Realtors, you're already getting paid for connecting these buyers and sellers to title companies and lenders, right? As a realtor, the Smart Money Blueprint is going to show you how to take one transaction and get 2 paychecks. Anyone who's a real estate agent, just take a moment and think, how many people have you met who are real estate investors? How many people have you referred over to a title company or a lender? Now pause. Every person you've ever referred over to a lender, just think about how much money you would have made if you negotiated a compensation model for them. Now, granted, you cannot do that in the conventional side of the business. In the private sector, every referral should cause you a paycheck, right? When it's done right, residential loan officers, you guys should be the most abundant. You guys don't have to deal with the kind of the learning curve that goes with some of the etiquette. You guys already understand the principles and the foundation of lending. As a loan officer, those borrowers that you're saying no to, you can open up a little spreadsheet, see what loan programs are available. And just like that, a deal that you said no to in-house, you now can send to another lender and get the deal funded and make almost the same compensation. That means that your product base has expanded crazy. When it's done right, everyone in real estate is your customer. And if they're not your customer, they're your sales agent. That's what the Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you. There is no one person that I meet that is in this business that at some point I haven't hit them up, told them send me business. We've had conversations, and that exchange does not happen to some capacity. If they are in real estate, they are one of two things: a customer or your sales agent. When it's done right, people will seek you out. When it is done right, your business goes on autopilot. And when it is done right, you will make any amount of money you want whenever you want. Let me pause real quick, and I'm going to emphasize that last point. The way I've lived my last 5 years is whenever I want to go buy something, the first thing I ask is, how many loans do I need to close to afford this? Right? And then if I need $15,000, all right, well, I got to do $300,000 loans. All right, let me go work a real estate networking event. 30 days later, boom, right? I know it sounds so far-fetched, but it is literally that simple when it is done right. All right. I say that to say, if you are even considering going down this road, do not do it by yourself, right? You can pay for the course, and volume 1 is like 12 hours. Volume 2 is like 11 hours. Volume 3, I think we clocked it to be maybe 9 hours. And volume 3 is going to be like 12, 13 hours. Volume 4 is like 8, 9 hours, right? I've literally spent as much time as possible downloading everything. And there's only but so much you can do by yourself. I highly encourage, go with the mentorship program. In the mentorship program, we partner with you on your first 10 deals. You get access to a Smart Money Blueprint coach that's going to review your deals, speak to customers, that's going to walk you through every deal, evaluate every deal with you. You get access to the Smart Money Blueprint Mastermind group. That means every week, everyone that's part of the Smart Money community hops on a call. We talk about strategies. We talk about what's working, what's not. We're going to have other people to present deals. You're going to hear other people's deal scenarios. You're going to literally hear everyone all over the country go through their things, and you're going to learn from everybody, right? You get a broker toolkit with cheat sheets, pricing guides, scripts, literally that whole thing about controlling the conversation. Like, I walk into these meetings, I walk into these groups, and I have the same 1-2 approach. You get all that. You get special access to the industry events. So just like I said, these national conferences, you're going to meet the people that control the money in the private sector, all of them, right? Because at some point, if you stay down this road, you're going to be a contributor to them. They want to get to meet you. The industry has embraced this, and they want to meet you. And everyone who's part of Smart Money Blueprint community, they want to invite you out to meet you. We're also going to do even more. Set up your business and your entire operation. That automation that I told you about, I'm not going to tell you, hey, go find your text message. I'm going to tell you the exact text system to use, with the exact scripts to draft, with the exact email system to use, exact emails to draft. And then we're going to build out your marketing plan for you. We're going to tell you exactly where to go, when to go to it, how to go about structuring it, when to pivot. I mean, we're literally going to sit down and say, what is your role? You're an agent, LO, you're new to the business, you're an influencer. All right. Give us the rundown of what you got going. Boom. Now, here's how you're going to go about maximizing your current network. And here's where you're going to go about your plan of action to grow your business. We're going to walk you through all of it. Right? The mastermind group is literally exactly that. Weekly meetings to discuss growth strategies, deal review, different techniques to secure business. You're going to hear from coaches, students, contributors. You're going to hear from title companies, the things that they want, agents, all the people that comprise the business. You're going to hear roundtables on how to grow your business in an effective way from someone in the same city as you or across the country dealing with the exact same things you're dealing with, how they're navigating it. You're going to remove the trial and error that comes from lack of experience, right? Take my 11 years, shave all the trial and error BS off. You're only going to get the lean part of the rib, the filet, right? Now, granted, I know some of y'all are ribeye people, but we're going straight to the filet. Cutting the fat and getting to the juice. Speak to dozens of experts. Every other week, we're going to have people on there with different perspectives, the whole nine. And we are open for enrollments, but we are going to keep our number of participants limited. Frankly, I don't like the idea of a 500-person mastermind. I think that at that point, it just becomes a routine meetup. We want to keep this group very controlled with people who are actually, and again, this is you can join the mastermind and be a referral agent or a broker. So you're not limited to having to try to build this, make this a whole business. If you want to do this passively with an hour or two a week, join the mastermind. You're going to meet other people with heavy influence who are already doing it in a big way. And you're going to be able to take their strategies, the things that work for them, and apply that to your own. Loan officers, licensed people, etc. All of these different backgrounds comprise our mastermind group right now. And you're going to have access to that. So before we jump into the meat and potatoes, right, I get a lot of, there's a lot of pretty common questions, and I see questions have been blazing up in the chat. So I'm gonna go ahead, knock out these FAQs, and then I'm also take some questions from the chat. All right. Do I need a license? No, you do not. For you, you can wake up today and decide that you want to start brokering money. And just like that, you can start brokering money. You do not need a license to do any of this. And when the deal closes, you go right on the HUD. So unlike the conventional side of the business, there is no education and testing and all this stuff, exams. Now, granted, I highly encourage you go through the Smart Money Blueprint to get your foundation, but you do not need a license to get into this business. What does qualifying a deal as a broker mean? I get that question a lot. Essentially, to qualify a deal as a broker is to pretty much say, from the relationship I have with the lender, based on their credit, experience, reserve requirements, and the 4 or 5 bullet points of the deal, will this lender likely take this deal? So qualifying a deal is pretty simple. Prime example, for us to qualify a deal, we need 9 bullet points, right? Three or 4 questions about the borrower, 7 or 8 questions about the deal for us to be like, yeah, we're interested, or no, we're not. A lot of often what I get, how do I know who to broker to? The cool thing about the Smart Money Blueprint, we're not going to make you go out and figure it out on your own. We're not going to make you go in trial and error and, go up and down and all this good stuff. Once you go through the process, especially if you're in the mentoring, we're going to walk you through your first 10 deals, teach you how to go about qualifying not just the borrower and the deal, but how to qualify the lender that you're working with. So we'll actually give you a run sheet of all the different lenders that offer the products or the service that you're trying to do, right? So some of you are in markets where multifamily and new construction is big. That may be 1 or 2 lenders that focus on that, as opposed to some of you may be in beach cities where the Airbnbs and these short-term rentals are big. That's going to be a different set of lenders. We're going to give all that to you so you don't have to go through the guesswork and try to figure out who's who in the space. That's also why when you go to these conferences, you're going to meet those same people that offering the products specific to the market that you're in. So that's why it's not only important you understand not the lender themselves, but meeting these people go a million miles. And if you have the opportunity, or you think you even at all want to get into this business to even a modest capacity, meeting them has had them help me along when I felt like I was isolated. Meeting these lenders and these backers was when they would call me up and be like, I feel like you're struggling. Let me give you some tips or some tips that'll help you along. When you meet the people that you're making money for, they extend themselves in a very big way. How do I find my customers? Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you that. But the truth of the matter is, we're going to teach you how to make everyone your customer or your sales agent. What's the best way to learn the different loan programs? Smart Money Blueprint. That's a no-brainer there. I don't even know why I wrote that question. In chapter 1, we're going to walk you through every single loan program top to bottom. So the best way to learn about the different loan programs, log on to Smart Money Blueprint, because we give you all the juice. Do I have to get people's private or personal information? For the most part, you do not, right? And I say for the most part. For those of you who are actively acting as brokers, when you get to a degree in the business where you are doing this at a pretty consistent basis, where you have all the proper controls in place, you may at some point start taking these people's private information. But at that point, you have gone through, I like to think that between the lender that you're working with and even you yourself have gone through the necessary precautions to protect these people's individual information. But to initially kick off this process, you will not be getting any personal information from your customers. No birth dates, no socials, no driver's license number, none of that. It is literally, hey, what do you think your credit score is? How many deals have you done? And something else. How much money you got in the bank, right? 5 questions about the deal. Here it is, lender. What do you think? Can I get paid sending my own deals? So this is, to me, I get this question a lot. So if you're flipping your own deal and you send it over to the lender and you want to get paid, essentially you're charging yourself. So you're going to, if you charge yourself $2,500 for sending a deal over to the lender, when your closing statement comes out, instead of $10,000, it's going to be $12,500. So you can pay for sending your own deals, but that concept makes no sense. Can I get paid on deals from my friends and family? If you are providing the loan for them, yes. As long as you're not involved in the transaction where you're the buyer or seller, yes. All day, every time my friends or family call me up, I'm like, listen, here's my fee. Make sure y'all good for it. So yes, you can get paid off of sending business to your friends and family. All right. So I see another question that came up was, let's see what we got here. What type of contract do you need to have with the lender, and do you have an agreement to use working with lenders and borrowers? So a lot of times the lenders may have their own agreement that they want to sign with you. And just as often, some lenders may want you to bring your own agreement that kind of outlines, hey, I'm going to bring somebody, here's how much I want to get paid, et cetera. Those are called typically a broker agreements. But usually the lenders will provide an agreement between you and them so that you both are on the same page about what you're getting and what they're getting. Next question is, what systems do you guys use for a CRM? I don't know. See, y'all are starting to get into Smart Money Blueprint like hacks. Like if I tell y'all our CRM, then you're going to go out there and next thing I know, there's going to be a Red Money Blueprint. I don't know if I can tell you guys. No, I'm joking. A lot of our CRMs that we use is going to be some of the more common loan origination software. So our CRM from a lending standpoint is actually our loan origination software. There's several good ones in the space. I'm a big fan of Liquid Logics. Those guys are super solid. And I think that they have one of the more robust processes or loan origination systems in our space. All right. And again, mind you, too, I know these are FAQs, so I'm going to open the floor for questions in a few minutes as well. All right. So now, here it comes. All right, Adonis, you done gave me the juice. You done told me how we're going to take over the game, how I'm going to work for an hour and make $1 million. What's the catch? Here's the catch. Smart Money Blueprint. If you want to just take the course, $9.99. It's 12 hours, 11 hours, and 13 hours, 9 hours, right? So here's what it costs. Now, of course, I got to do the cheesy salesman thing where you get a discount and for today only, all that good jazz. I mean, y'all knew it was coming. But what I am offering, though, is the education course by itself is typically $1,000. We're doing 50% off. The mentorship is normally $10,000. We're doing 50% off. So if you use promo code HOWSWAY50, and if you want to rock and roll and get this done before midnight tonight, 50% off. If you use promo code HOWSWAY25 before midnight tomorrow night, you get 25% off. Now, I know what you guys are thinking because it's tough to part with 5 bands, right? I agree. So that's why we've made financing available. So hell, if it's tough to part with $500, get that finance. But we are offering financing for anyone that wants to get it done. So if you do not want to part with your dollar in large abundances like this, let us know. When you go to the Smart Money website, just say, hey, click, I want to get financed, and we will finance this entire thing for you where you don't bring a dollar to the table to get started. So again, promo codes HOUSEWAY50 for 50% off, good through midnight, HOUSEWAY25 for 25% off, good through tomorrow. Trust me, if you try to use HOUSEWAY50 tomorrow night, it's not going to work. So take a screenshot of this. Well, again, we'll send this out after the presentation. I also want to remind you guys, in March, it is the National Private Lenders Conference. You are invited as an official guest of the Smart Money Blueprint, and we have an entire half a day that is going to be dedicated to making sure that the information being presented is specific to you. So we have 4 breakout sessions that is specific to our Smart Money Blueprint attendees. The first half of the day. The second half of the day, you're going to walk around, meet the guys that are doing $100 million a month, $250 million a month. You're going to meet the guys that are sitting on $10 billion. You're going to meet the guys that, talk in billions and trillions. You're going to meet those guys at this conference, and they're going to want to meet you. So for anyone who is interested in coming down to Miami, March 8th, it's at the Lowe's Hotel. When you register, make sure you register under Smart Money Blueprint. Save yourself $1,000. So, however you want to get involved, again, for tomorrow, Houseway 25. For tonight, Houseway 50. Scan the QR code, go to the website. But whatever you do, just do something, because there is no easier way in the real estate business to get engaged, to, become the centerpiece and make money than selling money. And I will challenge the most celebrated investor in any strategy to prove that their process is more efficient and more effective. They can make as much with doing this amount of effort. And I know for a fact that no one's going to be able to tussle with that, right? Please follow me on social media. I am dropping game every day on my social media, Instagram and Facebook. Literally every day, just a nugget about something, just something that's happening, something, I'm real big in daily affirmations. So every morning I drop some positive and, real kind of emotional stuff to help you stay on track. And for those of you who have networks, or, selling money may not be your thing, but you believe in our mission of making this available to everyone, become an affiliate, help me spread the Smart Money Blueprint model. And again, the same way you bring me some people, I pay you. So that is pretty much what I have for you guys. I genuinely appreciate everyone taking the time. So I do want to open the floor for questions. Let's see. Yes. And if we want to go ahead and moderate, if you want to unmute, start kind of kicking off some questions, let's go for it. First question I see was, do we have access to ask questions if the self-guided is purchased? No. I mean, in fairness, I'm not going to not answer questions if something in the self-guided didn't make sense, or you need clarity on. Again, I'm making myself available, as much as I can. Will we step into a role in offering mentoring behind self-guided? No. But if you have, 1 or 2 questions that will help you move along, we want everyone to be successful in this, and we want everyone to really get whatever it is you're looking for out of this. So yes, I will make myself available to ask questions. Hit me on social media. I give you, email that you can send emails over. Then I and the team will make sure to help any way that we can. And now, if anyone wants to make a comment, just say, raise your hand, or just make throw something in the chat, and the moderator is going to unmute your mic so you can talk. But I want to hear from everybody. I want to know you guys' thoughts. I want to know what your questions you have. I want to know where your confusion is. Let's make this an open dialogue. I want to hear from you guys. Anybody? Okay, I see a lot of people saying that they do. Moderator. All right, I see. Next question. Should we go to the conference to learn? Absolutely. Smart Money Blueprint is going to teach you how to go about doing stuff as you are, where you are, what we're doing. But you're going to hear from the guys who are sitting on, 200 employees. You're going to hear from the things that even at the accomplishments that I've made, there's still goals that I'm trying to meet. And there are guys that I am there aspiring to be like. You're going to meet them. You're going to be able to talk to them. Not only be able to talk to them, they're going to come and talk to you. So, again, the entire industry is really rallying behind this. And to the conference, this industry is so receiving of people coming into the space, and it's just a phenomenal experience. What's the biggest difference between the mastermind and the blueprint? Biggest difference between the mastermind and the blueprint. So the mastermind is where we're going to be doing weekly. When you sign up for the mentorship, the mastermind is included with it. If you only sign up for the self-guided course, then you have to actually pay a separate fee to have access to the mastermind. And I think the mastermind is like $2,500 a year or $2,000 a year, something like that. So we'll send it out. But if you do the self-guided course, the mastermind is a separate charge. Can you post the conference information in the chat? Yeah, so the conference information was just posted in the chat. So anyone who is interested in registering for the conference, make sure to use Smart Money Blueprint promo code. See another question. As an influencer, would this be more like promo for lenders and realtors? Can I get a little more insight on this? All right. So when you're saying promo for lenders and realtors, give me a little bit more context to that question. Let's see. So, all right, I want to talk to influencers. If you are an influencer, there are realtors, loan officers, there are investors, buyers and sellers, there are real estate investing adjacent who are following you, right? As an influencer, you can step into a room and move business a lot quicker than most people, because the people that are following you respect you. They're tuning in every day or every week because whatever you got going is of interest to them. And then when you start making recommendations, especially when you start making recommendations from a personal experience standpoint, they will subscribe to your recommendations. As an influencer, I will tell you this. If you really like what you're doing and you don't want to disrupt it at all, you can make a business out of just telling everyone to bring you deals, and you appoint someone to run these deals on your behalf. So you can literally take one or two people who are doing the work, and then you can tell the hundreds or thousands of people following you, hey, if you know a real estate investor, bring them here. I got I just jumped into the business, got the best hard money loan program in the game. Your inbox will blow up, right? Because everyone wants to know the money person. And as an influencer, if you don't want to disrupt what you're currently doing, you bring someone on to do the grunt work. The grunt work will be what Smart Money Blueprint is teaching them. We're going to teach your people how to become your voice. So whenever someone sends you a message, we're going to teach your people how to respond, how to communicate. So the optics will always be like it's you doing the work, but you're actually having someone do the work on your behalf. And then that same work that these other people are doing, the masses are bringing you business while someone else is managing it. And all you're doing is making sure that everything that you're saying you're going to do is lining up. And this how, as an influencer, you can get mailbox money that will exceed what most people will probably make on a yearly basis without you ever really lifting a finger. Now, I hate to say that because as a guy that lives in the trenches, I hate the notion of shortcuts or these hacks to, make a lot of money by doing nothing. But the truth of the matter is, when you do it properly, this thing can run with just some really modest maintenance when you have the right operators. And then two, when you have your message proper with your back end pieces built in, you can really have this thing take off overnight because you have your customers automatically built in. Precious, how's it going?
Hey Adonis, how are you?
Trying to make it in these streets.
I'm excited. You shared a lot of great gems. But yes, I think the influencer, I never thought about it that way. And the way that you're sharing it, is definitely an eye opener for me. I have definitely been interested in real estate. And so basically, just to make sure that I understand, you're saying it's basically just hiring a team as if, like, for instance, with the services that I do, it's like kind of like I hire like customer service agents to keep up with all the inquiries while I just continue to post and keep marketing and things like that. They're running everything, but I'm the face of everything, just making the connections.
So I'll give you one even better. You hire a social media person, which we can provide you, that's going to make sure that the message is crafted properly so that it's not overbearing or just hardcore too salesy. You hire a VA, right? That's going to do a lot of the admin and grunt work So you do hire someone, but you're not paying $15, $20 an hour. You're paying a VA who is just as good at like $4 to $5 an hour. Then you can hire a call
Wow.
center. So when your VA is not available, when a call center picks up and says, "Hey, thank you for calling Precious Investments and Lending. How can we help you?" They're going to be reading your intro, your script. So whenever someone calls, emails, they're going to get the feel of an entire enterprise style operation. And all you've done is set up the processes that we've built. Now, mind you, I ran this shop as a 2-person operation for 3 years. And one thing I got really good at was creating the perspective that, hey, when you're calling my office, you're calling a big operation. There's always someone answering the phone. There's always someone to respond back to the email. That literally came with me, one full-time employee, one VA, and one call center that ran after hours. And running that lean allowed me to get so much business, but I had so little overhead. So all of these things, we're going to show you how to build it out to where literally you can have 1 or 2 really good people run an entire operation for you, and that thing will rock and roll like clockwork.
That's awesome. And so for this, you're recommending the mentorship program for this one?
Oh yeah.
With
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Because, and
gotcha.
mind you, keep in mind too, the mentorship program, it is 10,000, right? It is, I'm not gonna lie, 10,000 is a lot of money no matter who you are and what you got going on, right? That's why the first thing why we said we want to make financing available. But then with the promo codes, you get a half off. But even more, I mean, just think about this. I showed you a way where if you just close three $300,000 loans, it pays for itself, right?
Right.
So even if you decided to just hey, anyone who's doing loans, send them over. I'm in the space, and if you got a loan, I think I can help you. Your inbox is going to flood. Now, of course, everything's not going to stick, but you're going to be surprised at how quickly and how easily a lot of these deals are going to be turned over. So your return on investment should be paid for literally in a matter of weeks with some of the most modest effort on your behalf.
Gotcha. And I got one more question. I'll let someone else come in. So
For
say for instance that I maybe am looking in for a switch. If I still decided to use my platform and with the influencer marketing, what else would you advise for someone that has the influencer marketing to also add into their belt to capitalize as much as possible on finances?
um I would so with the influencers, I would start with affiliates, right? Um, Everyone wants a lot of people want to be part of something. And the people who don't want to do real estate, they still want to be part of something. They still want to be part of what you got going on. So I would offer hey, listen, I'm in the space of here's what I'm doing. Help me grow, help me do this. I want to spotlight you, help me become an affiliate, right? And from an affiliate, some people just don't have the bandwidth to do more than a soft promotion on your behalf. But when people feel like they're part of something, they will really ride it out for you. So
Gotcha.
more than just a call to action of them to do work for you, let them be part of what you're doing. Let them be part of your growth, and then highlight them for their contribution, no matter how big or how small. If they send one referral that is a complete bust, shout them out. That right there goes a million miles. You set up a way for them to feel like they're part of something you're doing, especially if it's something new, a venture that's new for you, and they will become your most loyal followers, your most loyal subscribers.
That's awesome. I love the advice. Thank you so much.
No worries. Anyone else that wants to come on stage, let's do it. I want to hear from you guys. Keep the questions coming. Earlier you said the numbers by operator types are pretty simple steps, but also stated it is hard to do. Can you talk about that process and why it's hard to get into? So my statement was, it is that simple, but it's not that easy. And John, what I meant by that is it is literally as simple as, hey, lender, phone, name, email, let me know when we get this deal done. You give me my money, right? When I say it's not that easy, because you're going to have to talk to a borrower. You're going to have to talk to someone who's doing the deal, and you got to, make sure, go through the motions of qualifying them. You got to convince them to send you the business. You got to convince them to actually follow through. Then you got to convince them to stay engaged, because a lot of investors will always want options. So they will shop you and 2 other lenders at the exact same time. So you got to make sure that you've set up the relationship with the lender so that after your introduction, if that guy comes back a week later, the lender is going to make sure you get paid. You want to set up the relationship, the conversation or the relationship with that borrower that, hey, listen, if this deal falls out, don't worry, call me on the next one. I'll take care of you. So the process itself is simple. Yes, at some point when you do ABC work, you're going to be able to send an email and get paid if the deal closes. But there is a pretty decent step up of things you got to do, both with establishing a relationship with the lender and then going through kind of the fluff with the guy or the lady that's looking to get the loan. So simple, yes. Easy, not so much. And what's the biggest success story you've seen in the broker space? My sales agent, Jacob, is based out of Atlanta. If I met any of you at Aspire, you met Jacob. Jacob made $27,000 on one loan. Jacob made $49,000 in Q1 of last year before. He made $49,000 in one quarter. Jacob works, he's like a manager at Amazon. He was literally pumping out 5-6 hours a week of the strategy and Smart Money Blueprint. He literally was like, listen, I got 2 days Monday, 3 Wednesday, 1 Saturday. And Jacob was just cranking it out. Because Jacob came up with the whole concept with the VA working Facebooks. I mean, he literally created this whole system where while he was at work, one VA was blazing the trails, and in one quarter he made almost $50,000. Jacob actually moved into one of the coaches, but then Amazon saw that he was getting real big in this, and he actually was going to tell me he was going to quit. Amazon apparently found out and then doubled his pay, so he couldn't leave. So Jacob is the best example of a broker success story, only second to me. I started out brokering, right? Everything I'm telling you guys to do, I did. So now, I walked my way up to an equity fund, teaching you how to do everything from just brokering a deal or two to running other people. So I know we got more. I see Alicia and John.
Hi there.
Hola.
Listen, I just wanted to say that you are absolutely right. Selling money is a very profitable way to go. I know you said you're not from the banking world, but I am.
Okay.
About 20 years. And so I know about selling money, but your process, I will say, sounds far more superior. I mean, if you can turn a deal in less than 30 days, I mean, that's incredible compared to, the banking world. And the commission that you are offering is superior too. And so my only question, because I've done a lot of deals on the business side and on the real estate side, and I've been an investor for 20 years as well, are there any types of deals that more so on the real estate side that you will not do, that you stay away from?
Personally, the industry as a whole has really veered away from bailouts, right? The deals where we're bailing people out of foreclosure, bailing people out of bankruptcies. I personally don't like it because, I mean, this is the way you have to look at it. If you haven't paid your current lender and you're being foreclosed on, why would I think you would pay me? Right? You're not paying your current obligation, so all of a sudden you're going to get an epiphany and start paying me when you haven't paid your current lender for 6 months, who you've had a long-standing relationship with. So I think that bailouts are pretty much the one thing that I don't want to do, just because I think there's just too many options or potential options for resolution, and I don't want to be the one that just take someone out of the fire to step myself into it.
That is absolutely understandable. And so, did you see my question in the chat?
No. What was your question?
My question is, do I have to take the course to start?
So when you say start, how? If you want to join the mastermind, you can join the mastermind.
I have
if
a
you
deal.
have a deal. Oh, no. If you have a deal and you want to get started, I'm just going to assume you understand the protocols that come with negotiating a fee. Here's what I do want to let everyone on this call know. Do not contact the lender expecting them to teach you because they are running a business, not a school. And you'll find that the lenders will be very short with you if you're asking questions like, hey, I want to do a deal with you, but I need you to teach me the game real quick. They're going to be like, hey, I'll give you 15 minutes. And then but you don't want to burn the people out. So if you're familiar with the business, I would say, yeah, send us over a deal. We'll jump right into the negotiations of what your compensation looks like. But please don't reach out to lenders asking them to teach you the game while you're trying to do deals with them.
All right. Sounds good.
Right.
Good job.
All right. And Alicia, are you still in banking right now?
No, I retired 2 years ago after 36 years in banking, 20 in lending, and I did it through, I have real estate, like I said, and I just got tired of corporate America telling me I could take, 7 days of vacation, and so now I sell money, and I take 7 months of vacation, and so.
Oh wait, you're in this space now?
I'm in that space. But I'm telling you, your program and how you have it structured is far more superior. And that's why I wanted to jump on, because I'm telling you, the lenders that I work with, they don't close deals in 30 days. That's why I was like, you know what? I got a deal. I'm going to see if you close the deal in 30 days. I got it packaged and ready to go. And like I said, you're offering a very, very fair compensation in this space. So I'm pretty excited to hear about it. Huh?
Yeah, we'll put our money where our mouth is. Alicia, right. I'll make sure to get your contact information, and then you and I will hop offline and talk about let's get the formalities knocked out and let's get this deal done.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Saeed, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Trying to make it in these streets.
That's it. That's all we can do. So I think I don't know who, someone invited me to the stage. But since I got invited, I figured why not come on and talk. I love everything that you're doing. I mean, I've been in this space for a while. I'm an active investor. I've been in the business for probably over 15 years now, but I recently jumped over to the lending side just to help offset my projects, right? Because with projects, you don't make money. It's not a get rich quick like everybody thinks it is.
Right.
When you're doing new construction and flips, you're carrying more than you're actually making money. So I am a licensed agent as well, but I started looking at some of my deals and figured out damn, the lender in some instances was making more money than me on some of these flips and some of these deals. So I was like, I'm on the wrong side of this. So in the past year and a half, I got involved. And now, this year is really picking up. I work inside of my my real estate office. So all the agents in my office, they all come to me for deals, which is good. And then, now I'm getting referral business, but I need to market more. That's what I'm sorry at. I'm good with word of mouth and, but I'm bad with marketing myself. So I'm definitely going to scoop up the course and just kind of follow it and see how I could expand on what I'm doing already. I have a VA that does all of my pre-qualifying and disqualifying. She's really good. Smart. Yeah, she's awesome. So I pay for leads on Instagram and Facebook, but what I'm finding is those leads aren't high quality.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. My biggest, I've only closed 2 of them. My biggest closings come from referrals, with people that are ready, right? People.
Sales agents. Told you.
Exactly. So, you're right on the money. So I'm looking to expand it, and I'm still, continuing my investment side, but I really want to expand the lending side, and definitely want to learn how you started that equity fund as well, because that's awesome.
So, however we can expand on what you're doing, there's a plan for you in place. There's something for you that will allow you to take what you're doing and your struggles, lean it out, and then we'll show you different strategies that will give you twice the returns with a half fractions of the effort. So, I will really stand on that. And everything that you're telling me about, the moment you said you're paying for leads on social media, I was like, I know your conversion is low. I know it is. So, 100%. But that's the cool thing, right? Is that the fact that we've been through it, we know what does work in social media. There are different avenues on social media that we're going to show you how to navigate. That's going to allow you to turn your conversion to, well over 30, 40%.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. 30, 40%. That's
correct.
That's huge in this game. That's
I know, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like all the stuff that we're doing, mind you, a decade plus of in the trenches. I'm still in the trenches today. So nothing I'm talking about is pre-COVID, is pre-rate hikes. I'm in the trenches with the sales team today. So tomorrow morning, I'm doing calls just to make sure I understand what the market is and is not doing. I'm in pipeline meetings just to make sure I'm clear about what the market does and does not want. And that's why I'm making sure this information is as of this morning. That's how recent the information I'm giving on these calls are.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate it. Like, get ready to get looped in, man. I'd love to see you kind of week to week, see how everything is going, see how we can help.
Okay. Well, like I said, I was definitely going to sign up for the course. I'm not sure about the mastermind yet, but I'll hit you up on Instagram and check in with you. But
Definitely.
I just want to dig into it, get started. I'm definitely going to scoop that up, and then I'm going to try to make the conference in March, because my real estate office, we have offices in Florida too. So I think I'm going to come down that weekend.
I would love to see you there, man. Really would.
No doubt. All right. Thank you, man.
Hit me up on Instagram. I want to know how things are tracking.
Okay. All right. We'll do.
All right.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it, sir.
Right,
anyone else? So I know I've been keeping you guys for quite some time. So if anyone else want to throw some out there, again, I'd love to hear from you. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, everyone, I really appreciate the time. Again, follow me on social media. It's just my first and last name, Adonis Lockett. Anything that you guys need, I would love to be able to help you get started. I'd love to help you grow. I'd love to help you scale. I'd love to help you create your own equity fund and become a big player in the space. Anything in between, that's what we're here for. So we'll send a follow-up email to everyone. Please take the survey. Appreciate you all joining me. Y'all have a very good night. Thank you so much.